Hey, how are you guys doing? My name's I am Christian, and today we're going to be talking about exactly how you can use the different Fibonacci tools, right? Fibonacci extension, Fibonacci retracement, and I'm also going to be covering other things that I feel is needed to know when using these tools that aren't covered in a lot of videos, right? What an impulse is, right? Trend lines, rally, different things that you need to know when using these tools to maximize your trading. Right now, I don't know if you're coming from Facebook, Instagram, my personal coaching group, but if you're coming from YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel and drop I'm subscribed. I will be liking and following a lot of people that do this, and also hit the bell notification so you can actually get notified when I upload a video. I'm going to be dropping a lot of content on this channel because I want to help you guys become profitable traders, right? So we're going to go ahead and get straight into the video. And the first thing I want to go over before we even use any of the tools is actually when to use the tool, right? So here are an example of a bullish and bearish market right here, right? Let's go ahead and zoom into this in depth. All right. So now that you can see this fully, you can see that there's an impulse at the beginning and there are retracements in the middle of the trends, right? So this would be an example of a bullish trend because the market is going in the up direction and it's making higher highs and it's not making any lower lows. Okay, it's making higher highs and it's not making any lower lows. And in a bearish market, it's going to be making lower lows, but it's not going to be making higher highs. And if you don't know what that is, that's simply, this would be a high, this would be a low, this would be a high, this would be a low, this would be a high, and this would be a low, right? This would be a low, or excuse me, this would be a high, this would be a low, this would be a high, this would be a low, this would be a high, this would be a low, right? And all that is the market moving up and down, right? The market's never going to move straight up or down. It's actually going to move in patterns, right? The market's always moving, and there's only three things that the market could do. It's only going to be either in an uptrend, a downtrend, or it's going to be consolidating, right? Which is still movement, but it's not in the uptrend or downtrend. It's actually in decision mode, right? So now that we know what retracements are, pullbacks are the same thing as retracements, by the way. If we understand that impulses start at the beginning, let's go ahead and get straight into how to use the tool, right? So right now I'm on the 5-minute chart on gold, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can use this tool on this chart, right? So the first thing we have to do is identify the impulse. And as you can see, there's a lot of candles and wicks on this chart, but I'm going to show you exactly where to find the impulses, right? So the first thing you want to do is figure out which way the market is going, right? So it's either going to be in bullish or bearish momentum or consolidating, right? And you find the impulse when the market actually changes directions and breaks the higher high or lower low. So for example, as you can see, there's a lot of bearish momentum here. It has some retracements. And then after those retracements, it actually went into a bullish market. How do I know? Because it passed the recent higher high, which defines it as a bullish market, right? So let's say that we notice this impulse from this bullish market right here, because what? It was making higher highs, the lower lows were increasingly higher, hit a point, and then it broke it, right? It broke the lows. So we're going to take the tool, which you can find on the left toolbar. I'm on TradingView at the moment. I don't know what platform you use, but I use TradingView. You can find this tool on many platforms, but this is where it is on this platform. I'm pretty sure it's in a similar spot. So you want to come to this right here, which is the third icon on the left, and you want to press the Fib Retracement Tool, right, which should be located at the top. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to find the top of the impulse, right? So this would be the top of the impulse, and I'm going to drag it down to the bottom of the impulse, right? And as you can see, it actually retraced all the way to the 0.618 level, which is kind of like the sweet spot of retracements other than the 0.382 and the 50 line, right? This is probably one of the deepest retracements that it could actually go to. So it retraced down to the 61.8, and then as you can see, it continued to go in this direction over time, right? And make another lower low. But I want to give you another example because this is a bearish example. I want to give you a bullish example. So let's find another impulse, right? As you can see, this was a bearish market at one point in time, and then it turned into a bullish. How do I know? Because the lower lows are increasingly getting higher, right? So you want to take it from the bottom of the impulse. Now you may think that the impulse is here, but let me ask you a question. Which candle is lower? We want to take it from the lowest point of the market to the highest point of the market, which would be the impulse, right? So I'm going to take it to here, to here. Let's say that none of this stuff in the future happened yet, right? And I'm going to drag it over so you can see where it retraced to. And as you can see, it had its impulse. It retraced, and it retraced down to the 3.8, and then it went down even further and hit the 0.618 zone, right? So now you understand how to use the Fibonacci retracement tool. Let's go into exactly how you can use the Fibonacci extension tool. And what this tool is for is not to actually call retracements, it's actually to show you where the market can go from a retracement, right? So I'm actually going to move to the 4-hour chart for this example. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to move to the 4-hour chart for an example, right? So as you can see, if I use this right here, there was impulse. If we drag it up to the top of the impulse, it actually retraced to the 0.382 line, as you can see right here. I don't know if you can see that very well with all the candles and wicks in the way, but it retraced to the 3.8 zone, right? And then it continued to go up. So now what you want to do is you want to actually, after you use your Fib Retracement Tool and figure out where it retraced to, you want to get the trend-based Fib Extension Tool, and you want to do the same exact thing, right? Drag it from the bottom to the top of the impulse. I like to match this line right here. It's just something that I do. It's just how I do things. Why, I don't know. But really, you're supposed to drag it to the top of the impulse, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it the correct way. Give me a second. All right, and then you want to pull this down, right, to the bottom of the impulse. So I'm actually going to drag this back over because I need it. All right, and then you want, matter of fact, let me just delete this tool and hold and put it back. All right, so you want to use the trend-based Fib extension, and you want to pull it to the top of the impulse, and then you want to pull it down to the retracement zone, which was the 3.8, right? Or the 0.38, excuse me. And then as you can see, it's going to give you some levels. So most people like to take profit at the same level that it retraced to, but you can honestly do whichever one. Now there's 3 main zones I recommend. That's the 3.8, 0.5, and 618. But the sweet spot would definitely be the 1.618, which is not necessarily the safest when you look at the 0.3, 0.5, 0.618. But it is the sweet spot when it comes to take profits, right? And as you can see, it tried to hit the 2.618, but it couldn't do it right. And you could do this the other way as well, right? So let's go ahead and get into that. All right. So we want to take the top of the impulse. Maybe should I do this one? I'm gonna do this one. So we're gonna take the top of the impulse down to the bottom. And as you can see, it had a healthy retracement, if this was the bottom of the impulse, to the 0.618 zone, right? Which is right here. And then it continued down, tried to break tried to go back into bearish momentum, but it actually hit a support line and actually continued to move up instead. But it didn't actually go into an uptrend. Looking at this 4-hour chart, if we're looking at this entire thing, it did go in an uptrend right here. But for the sake of the example, I'm trying to keep it really simple. This is just how you pull the retracement tool, right? And then to get the extension for your take profit, you want to do the same thing. Drag it to the bottom of the impulse. And then you want to pull it up to the retracement, and it'll give you some take profits, right? So as you can see, it hit the 3.18. I mean, it's not the 3.18, the 0.38, and this is the safest take profit you could take. This is the easiest take profit to take other than the other ones because they're clearly further. And that concludes the video. So if this helped you, please subscribe and like this video. Like I said, drop "I'm subscribed" in the comments. I will be liking and following some of the people back. And I actually educate people on how to trade in these markets, and I've been blessed to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs that actually have given me information on how to trade right. I follow 6 or 7 figure educators that have helped me along my journey, and also there's tools and softwares that you can actually use to actually be more profitable in trading right. And if you want that information, all you have to do is go into the description, click the link in my bio, and it will take you there, right? My name is Christian, and I'm tapping out.